What if the peaceful-looking volcano you saw on vacation could wipe out half a continent tomorrow? 73,000 years ago, an island in the Atlantic Ocean exploded into chaos. A mountain crumbled, an ocean screamed, and a wave the size of a skyscraper roared across the sea. It wasn't fiction, it was Fogo Island, and the mega tsunami it caused may be the most terrifying natural disaster in Earth's history. And here's the worst part. This could happen again, at any moment. Today we dive deep into the heart of volcanic terror, satellite secrets, and the ticking time bombs beneath our oceans. This isn't just a story about the past, it's a warning. Stay to the end to discover which places scientists fear are next. And before we dive in, hit subscribe to join Infinity, where every story explores the mysteries that matter most. Off the coast of West Africa lies the Cape Verde archipelago, a collection of volcanic islands. Fogo, the most active of them, hides a deadly past beneath its black volcanic cliffs roughly 73,000 years ago. The eastern flank of Fogo collapsed in what scientists now call one of the most violent landslides ever recorded on Earth. Picture this. Over 160 cubic kilometers of rock breaking away in seconds, more than the volume of Mount Everest crashing into the Atlantic. That mass of earth crashing into the sea unleashed a wave up to 800 meters high, taller than any skyscraper today. The waves surged across the ocean, flinging massive boulders the size of houses over 600 feet inland on nearby islands like Santiago. Some of those rocks still lie where they landed, a haunting geological signature of the power of the mega tsunami. For decades, the truth of this collapse remained buried until scientists stumbled upon the geological clues and began to piece together the scale of the destruction. What they found was not just evidence of devastation, but a terrifying model for what could still happen. The ocean, once calm, had been turned into a weapon, and the volcano that caused it? It's still active today. Fogo, Portuguese for fire, lives up to its name. The island is home to Pico do Fogo, a 829-meter-high stratovolcano that dominates the landscape and last erupted in 2014. That eruption destroyed 2 villages and displaced thousands, but it was nothing compared to what Fogo is capable of. Despite its activity, Fogo is often overlooked in global volcanic watch lists. Its remote location hides its danger from the public eye. But scientists say that's a huge mistake. The very structure of Fogo, tall, steep, and unstable, makes it a prime candidate for another flank collapse. And remember, flank collapses are silent until they're catastrophic. They can happen with little or no warning. A quiet morning can turn into the world's worst day in minutes. New satellite data shows signs of creeping instability along other volcanic islands as well, from the Canaries to Hawaii. Fogo isn't unique. It's a warning sign, a geological canary in the coal mine. If it collapses again, the consequences could dwarf even its prehistoric disaster. So how did we even find out what happened 73,000 years ago? The answer lies at the bottom of the ocean. Using high-resolution bathymetric mapping, scientists traced the massive debris field stretching from Fogo's eastern coast across the seafloor. This underwater trail of shattered rock told the story of a collapse so immense it could only have come from a volcano giving way. Radiocarbon dating of boulders thrown inland supported the same timeline, all pointing to a single devastating event. In 2015, teams from the UK and Germany released studies showing how the debris size and spread matched computer models of a mega tsunami. And just recently, new satellite imagery has revealed fresh signs of potential landslide zones that weren't seen before. Technology, once blind to these dangers, is now helping us see the future buried in the past. But seeing the risk isn't the same as being ready for it. Are the world's coastlines prepared for a wave taller than the Eiffel Tower? The science says no. Imagine an 800-meter wave heading straight for the African coast. In minutes, coastal cities like Dakar, Conakry, and even parts of Lisbon could be underwater. In the Caribbean and the east coast of South America, the devastation could be almost as severe. And farther out, The eastern U.S. coastline from Miami to Boston could feel the remnants hours later. The economic, humanitarian, and ecological damage would be incalculable. Airports gone, power grids down, millions stranded, entire communities erased. Unlike tsunamis triggered by earthquakes, megatsunamis are less predictable, giving less time for early warnings. Emergency response teams might have only minutes or none at all to act. Global tsunami systems are not calibrated for this scale of wave. If Fogo goes again, the world might not be ready. Fogo isn't alone. Around the world, several volcanic islands show similar signs of instability. The Canary Islands, especially La Palma, are closely monitored for the same kind of flank collapses. In Hawaii, Mauna Loa and Kilauea have structures that could, in theory, cause massive underwater landslides. In Indonesia, the volcanic arc stretches over thousands of kilometers. In 2018, part of Anak Krakatoa collapsed, triggering a tsunami that killed over 400 people in minutes. That was just a partial collapse. Imagine a full mountain falling into the sea. And the biggest fear? Some volcanoes that seem inactive may simply be building pressure slowly, silently. Geological time moves differently, but once it moves fast. Scientists warn that we should be watching the oceans just as closely as we watch the skies, because the next megatsunami might already be forming beneath the waves. You might be wondering, is this just fear-mongering? Not at all. Experts from universities in the UK, Germany, and Portugal all agree. Island volcano collapses are real, rare, and extremely deadly. Climate change could play a role too. Rising sea levels and heavier rainfall increase landslide risks. Plus, magma chambers expanding under pressure make volcanic slopes more unstable. Technology gives us early warning signs, but many island nations lack the resources to act quickly. International coordination is still lagging behind the science. There's hope, though. Better satellite systems, faster tsunami alerts, and stronger building codes. But ultimately, awareness is our first line of defense. Because a mountain can collapse in silence, but the wave it creates will scream across continents. And that's why this isn't just a story about Fogo, it's about all of us. The ocean is vast, but it remembers. What happened 73,000 years ago wasn't a one-time freak event. It was a preview. And as volcanoes heat up and the planet shifts, it could be preparing for an encore. So don't just watch, stay informed. Subscribe to Infinity for more real-world mysteries that could shape our future. Like, share, and comment your thoughts below. Let's keep exploring the powerful forces that shape our world before they surprise us again.